So we are live. Happy Friday, everyone. We are going to be looking at the 5 benefits of healthy eating. So why you actually need to do this, because really it's that one thing that's always pushed around, that we need to make healthier choices, how foods are better for us, whether it's too many calories, whatever, all these sorts of things are always being pushed out there. But what is the real benefit to it? What are we actually getting from our day-to-day lives and also longevity? All right, so I am going to be here for about 15 minutes. That's it. So if you are joining, drop any thoughts, comments, and questions. If you're on Team Replay, hey, you're awesome too. Do drop the comments and questions in, and I will get back to you. Of course, during March, the one thing I will push out and actually share with you is the whole of this month I have got more lives which are focused on healthy eating. I'm also putting more videos out to help you actually make it part of your lifestyle. So rather than being a diet or this fad or something that you're trying to do, to actually make real changes in your lifestyle. Okay. And of course, part that starts with why we want to do it, because when things get hard, unless we're connected to our why, then it really doesn't fit, right? It we're much easier to quit. We're much more likely to quit if we're not connected to our why. Okay. So today is basically digging into that why, because we want to be really strong. We want to actually make changes, and it doesn't matter who you are. Okay. Because I've been obviously fit and healthy for years, but recently I've had issues post COVID. So of course I've had to really focus on my nutrition to obviously help my body recover, and I'm still recovering. Okay. But it is the nutrition side which has really helped. Okay. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to get the most obvious one out the way, and that's obviously weight management. Okay, so whether you're looking to lose weight, gain weight, or change body shape or anything like this, what you eat is an essential part of that. Okay, so if you want a healthy body weight, then you need to obviously eat suitably. Okay, so that depends on your height, age, gender, all these sorts of things, activity levels. So you eat the right calories, macronutrients, micronutrients, and everything else to suit you. I won't go any more into that because that kind of speaks for itself, and that is something that we kind of all know. So if you don't, it's time to start thinking about it. Okay, so what you eat does affect your weight. All right, now let's get into the other stuff because this is a bit more fun. Okay, so number 2 is actually about our lives as a whole. Okay, so we talk about, obviously we want to get older, we want to do XYZ, but what we eat actually can help us live longer. So we eat a healthier nutrition. So I hate the word I say diet when I'm saying this, but the things we eat are healthier, then of course we can actually promote longer life. So because we can help fight off chronic diseases and illnesses and things like this. Okay, so we can have this sort of youth spirit, as it were. All right. So it actually really does help us maintain our youthfulness for longer. Okay. Which leads me next into the third one. So this is actually kind of my favorite reason to eat healthy. And this is something that affects you day in and day out. Okay. Because there's no point doing something one day and not doing it the next. Okay. Because you'll notice this sort of roller coaster. It's the same with your mood, but also your foods as well. So when you eat sort of healthy foods, you actually fuel your body in a great way. So you give your body this energy. Okay. So we've all had it where we've probably eaten like a heavy carb meal, like loads of chips, pizza, and we get that sort of fat cat, sluggish feeling. Okay. Your energy seems to do this sort of slump, right? Now, compare that to after you eat a nice healthy meal. Okay, so like fresh vegetables. I'm not saying no carbs, you might have some potatoes, maybe some couscous or something like this, and some lean protein. So you're having sort of a bit of everything that your body needs. You notice how your energy levels won't have this sort of heavy, sluggish feeling. You'll have this sort of energized. Okay. Now that energized feeling, obviously, we can have every single day. It affects our performance. It affects our communications. It affects our enthusiasm. Our motivation to actually do things. So when you're feeling good and you're up and you're energetic and you're like, yeah, let's do this, then of course you actually want to do shit. Okay, it's kind of that simple. I don't know about you, but when I feel tired and sluggish, procrastination, playing the game on the phone, watching TV, or just not really going anywhere is the worst thing. Like you think I'll go for a walk and you just don't, these sorts of things. Okay, so your day in, day out energy is affected by what you fuel your body. Now, the whole thing to remember, this is obviously a key thing. So as I keep going, I've got 2 more to go. But healthy eating isn't about not having carbs or not having this and no little sugar, a little bit of moderation. Okay. So we want moderation. Okay, so you don't have to suddenly go cold turkey and cut everything out. Okay, because generally speaking, when you go cold turkey and you just go, I'm not having sugar, I'm not having carbs, I'm not doing this, you'll probably reach your weight loss goal if that's what your goal and why you're doing it. But what you'll probably find afterwards is then you will rebound. Okay, you will also find that then, of course, when you stop, say, following whatever plan it is, you're kind of stuck. All right. Because what do? You stop eating this, you go straight back to how you were before? Because that's what most people do, hence the yo-yo weight. Okay, so these restrictive diets and fads and things like this, I cannot emphasize, can get you to a goal. Okay, I'm not going to dispute that, but for the health side of things and for the longevity and sustainability, they do not give you the results. Okay, so when we're looking at slow change, so we're slowly changing our nutrition, slowly change this, focusing on our daily energies, focusing on our daily nutrition, then we're going to get this weight loss result if that's our goal, or we're going to get whatever is our goal. Okay, but it will just be slower, but it will be more sustainable. Right? So sustainability is the key. This is the reason why over the years, I mean, I still weigh the same as I did when I was 15. Okay, 25 years weighing the same. Not a bad deal. But in that time, obviously, I have yo-yoed and stuff. But it's why over the last few years, I've sustained my weight. It's not because of how much exercise I do. It's focusing on my nutrition to make sure it balances in with my lifestyle. Okay. So my clients was the same. One of my clients, I've got a new program. Well, it's been out for a little while, but I've just launched it back onto my website. And because he'd been trying to lose weight for retirement, he did this program through slow change. And by doing this slow change method, not only did he slowly lose weight, but then when he went on holiday, he did so and didn't gain weight. Okay, because his lifestyle became more balanced and he was much more aware of the foods and that he was putting in his body. Okay, so simply it's awareness. Okay, so if you are still with me, guys, awesome to have you. Like I said, I've got two more quick recaps of 5 reasons why we want to eat healthy. What's our motivation? Okay, first one's obviously our weight management, because a healthy body is one that's a healthy body weight. Okay, now the second one was help us live longer. Obviously, make sure I don't forget any because I got my notes. Make sure we live longer. We want this long life. We want to be feeling fantastic. Then is obviously one of the key ways to get there. The third one is our energy levels. That's our daily energies and our obviously productivity during the day, because the more energized we feel, so we don't get these slumps and troughs and all this sort of thing, then of course the more likely we are to get on with things. We're more likely to feel focused at work. We want to see people, we want to socialize and do all this other stuff that's actually really good for us. Okay, because like I say, how hard is it to go out for a walk when you've eaten this heavy carb meal and you're feeling that sort of fat cat syndrome, and then you've got to go for this nice long walk? It's just like, yeah, it's not happening. But then if you had something nice, light, refreshing, sort of some fresh veg, lean proteins, then of course you kind of want to do it, right? Now, number 4. Okay, the last couple of years we've had a big hit on our mental health. Okay, but did you know that your mental health is actually affected by what you put in your body? Okay, so this can be things like the way you feel about yourself, so something quite, I'll say, more obvious, but also your day in, day out mental well-being. So of course, again, it's how you're fueling your body. Okay, so if you're sort of always feeling sluggish and crappy, and I don't know about you, my brain goes off on a little tangent and starts going, oh, you feel like shit. Okay, saying that is a negative thought. So we're putting this negativity into our bodies, so it starts filling up our minds as well. Okay, and then of course it's that self-doubt, the lack of self-worth. When we don't feel good about our physical body as well, we start to dislike ourselves, lack confidence. Okay, so it's kind of this whole sort of spectrum that goes round in a circle. Okay, you cannot have one without the other. You cannot expect to think this amazing body and just eat crap. If you do, you're very lucky on your body type, okay, and your genes, because not everybody can. Very few people can. Okay, most people have to be mindful of the foods you put in the body. You have to eat for your body type, body shape, and your goals. Okay, so again, it's balancing that nutrition. Okay, now the last one I kind of want to hit into it a little bit more. Okay, simply because you may remember I just said I've been fighting off the post-COVID thing, okay? Because the last one is really key because it's about boosting our immunity, okay? Now, our inner body has this system. We have all these systems going on: respiratory, digestive, all this, okay? So all these systems have to function a certain way. And for them to function, they need certain micro and macronutrients to obviously keep going, okay? Because they've got this natural order, right? Now, it's like fuel in a car. If you have a petrol car and you put diesel in it, it doesn't work very well, okay? You put petrol in a diesel car, you have a, different story, okay? So what fuel you put in your body is kind of like the same sort of thing, right? So if you're putting in stuff that your body systems really want and really want to use, then of course what's going to happen is it's going to be working optimally. Okay. Now, when your body gets to stress, and this is exactly what happened to me with the post-COVID, my body was my respiratory system was in distress. Okay. But here's the laugh. I did injure my big toe. I fell off a football, and the big toe is linked to your liver meridian, so my body wasn't detoxing. Okay. So my body was in distress inside, absolutely going crazy. Okay. Obviously, I've had a cranial treatment, but the big focus has been nutrition, get magnesium into me, iron to make sure my red blood count is high, because if you have a low red blood count, your heart rate can elevate. My heart rate was elevating. Okay. It's obviously the D3 to make sure my immune system. So these sorts of things, of course, if you eat the right foods, then of course you're getting all these vitamin and minerals into your diet, into your body, so your body can work optimally. Okay. Now, the difference between food and supplements, because you probably think, I can just take a supplement, okay? Supplements, the clue is in the name, okay? A supplement is something you add in if you need it, okay? So right now, I have added in for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, some magnesium into my diet and D3 and some iron, simply because my body was screaming at me. It was telling me, it was so distressed that I was having basically panic attacks, physically having panic attacks, although mentally I was fine. Right? So my body was screaming. So I basically had to add something in, even though I'm eating spinach and I'm doing all this good stuff, because my body was telling me it needed it. Okay. So there's no harm in a supplement, but first off, look at the foods. Okay. Look at the foods and the nutrition you're actually putting in, because when you get it naturally, your body can actually use it much better. Okay. So the problem is with supplements, you see, if you give your body too much, then your body will just sort of kind of start holding onto it. So your body can actually then be overloaded with these vitamins, right? So it can have the adverse effect, opposite. Okay, the adverse. All right. I know it's like how to do one or not the other. That balance. Okay. Now, this is why. Ooh, I can't read my own writing. With the immune system as well, it reduces your risk of infection. So not only is it your ability to fight things off and recover, it's the ability to reduce it. Okay. Now, being healthy doesn't make you immune. Okay. It doesn't mean you're never going to get anything. It doesn't mean that you can't get sick and that nothing's ever going to happen to you. Okay. Like I say, I live and eat quite healthy and I still get sick. Right. We all get sick. You're human. Accept it. Give yourself the space to accept that. Okay. But remember that when your body is screaming at you, you need that extra little bit of help, then getting the sort of support you need comes from your nutrition, the foods you eat. Okay. Because nobody wants to feel these low energy slumps where they're not motivated and all these sorts of things. But even worse, nobody wants your body to make you sick. Okay, so your immune system, your immune boost is probably the most important thing, because it's the reason you can do everything you do. It's then going to give you point 1, weight management, point 2, the energy that you want day in, day out. So you're feeling energized to do things. And then, of course, improving your mental health. And of course, then your immune boost. Okay, so the whole package. So if you can stay connected, so even on a day you eat something like you do have that carby heavy meal, or you do have a few drinks, or you do have some sugar, okay, it's fine. Okay, it's what you do consistently. Okay, one meal is not unhealthy as such. It's the balance. Okay, and also something that's considered healthy can have sort of negative. Okay, but that is another live. So like I said, I'm live every Friday for the next 4 weeks. This is 4 weeks all in. I'm going to give you some advice on having to add flavors, how to know what to eat, and how to keep this eating for you. So today was on finding that why, because sometimes it does get tough, particularly if you're changing what you're eating. And if you stay connected to your why, then of course you know exactly why you're doing it. So guys, otherwise, do catch up if you've missed the beginning of this. And otherwise, I will see you live next Friday.